Do you hear that? No, not the traffic noise. Listen. No, you still don't hear it? Think we've gotten into a time warp here? Welcome to Christmas, Michigan. So, where every day is Christmas, right? And it just reminds me of last year. I'll show it to you here. Going through Santa Claus, Indiana. So I've gone through Christmas, or going through Christmas, gone through Santa Claus. Got to find Easter, I think, somewhere along the way, right? Maybe New Year's. Let's see what else. Thanksgiving? Where's Thanksgiving? Here's the town of Christmas so far. Look at this. Santa's here. Hello, Santa. How are you doing? Oh, look. You're down there, too. How can you be in two places at once? Let's go take a look. It's actually a casino here. Santa, you shouldn't be telling people to gamble. That's not right. For you, anyway. So we're going to go see the other Santa down here. Across the way is a campground. There's a little motel over there on the other side of the sign. And looks like they might have another one down here. So let's go see what else Christmas has to offer. Naughty or nice? Well, Santa, I guess see you later. North Pole didn't quite make it this year, huh? Anybody wants to buy the North Pole? It's for sale or lease. It gets cold here, so it'd be appropriate. Anyway, that was about, that's about it for Christmas. There was a kayak and canoe rental place down there. There's an axe throwing place there. And then a private campground, and then another little cabin rental place right here in the lake. Other than that, that's the town of Christmas, Michigan. So about another 4.5 miles to Munising. Don't know where I'm going to stay. There's a tourist park, which is a camping spot. It's probably full. It's a Saturday. And the motels are pretty expensive, I hope they are. $200. And I'm not taking a 0 day here anyway. So I'll probably just hang out in the forest. And then from here, it's on inland towards Newberry. Not going to hit Newberry, but a place called Curtis, I think. And then from Curtis down to Nabinway and Lake Michigan. And then so this is going to be about a 8-day stretch, which will be about 11 days on the road. And then I'll take a break over in St. Ignace or across the bridge on Mackinac City, or maybe I'll take a couple days and go over to Mackinac Island. Who knows? Well, here's Munising Bay on a gray day. Let's go down and take a look. As you can tell, boating is the thing here. Wouldn't you say? Boating and pickup trucks. The main part of Munising would be right down that way over there. And Pictured Rocks would be out over that way. It's a nice little bay. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of Baraga, doesn't it? Looking across. So if this was Baraga, you'd be looking across over to Lance. Although that that bay was a little bit bigger. The other thing that I noticed they have here is they have a lot of kayak tours, boat tours, glass bottom boat shipwreck tours, and a lot of ship traffic that goes out that way. So yeah, pretty nice little bay, calm waters. So let's go take a look at the rest of the Munising here. Before we get to quote-unquote downtown Munising, I found it interesting how this place is laid out. You've got the hill up here keeping everything snug close to the bay over here. And so for the most part, Munising has just been this little strip along the base of the hill here. Coming into town from the east, there were some, as you came over the point there were some homes tucked down along the bay as well. But here's a good view of Grand Island right there across the bay. And then the rest of Munising is up here. So I'm kind of near the, kind of at the main corner, so to speak, of Munising. But look at this. Haven't seen this for a long time. Remember, those of you from the Cold War days, fallout shelter. Yeah. If you don't get blown up, you get radiated to death. All right, so I'm gonna go down to the store there, but let's take a real quick look over here at the, I guess it's a marina. Yeah, so this looks like the place where all the tourists hang out. These are all where the cruises around Pictured Rocks take off from. And then more of the bay goes across that way. Again, Grand Island way out there. And then you got typical tourist stuff. You got burger place, pasties, ice cream. So, Munising, Michigan. Now let's go to the store, stock up on 4 days worth of stuff, and then 3.5 days, and then head on out. One other thing that's interesting here, the construction they're doing, putting in a new traffic circle. I guess if you look on the old map, it wasn't really, I guess it was kind of a V shape, but this traffic circle seems to be a little bit better. Now that road goes along the bay that way. This is Michigan 28 that goes down that way, and that's where I'm heading. And then eventually I'll split off on, I think it's County Road 13 or Road E13 or something like that. But heading on out. Oh, and I wanted to say one more thing about Munising. Now that I passed this motel here, for I guess the amount of visitors that they get here, there's not really a whole lot of motels in town. They're all full. Now, of course, it's a weekend and it's August, but still, I checked on the motels and they're all full. And I can count on maybe two hands the number of motels that are in town here. So Munising, I think you can put in some more hotels and you get more tax revenue. A big change of weather today, wouldn't you say? Today's been just basically just walking along the highway here and coming to a little town called Shingleton, which appears to be just really a crossroads. 94 and H15 there. A few houses, and I think there's a couple of small businesses up here. But I'm basically walking this highway for the next day and a half, 2 days, until I turn right and go on to another little road that takes me down to a place called Curtis. So the goal tonight is just to find a place to camp outside of town. As I've been walking along this road, the woods have been really thick. So it's, I think, going to definitely be maybe a little bit of work in trying to find the best camp spot. Also, I noticed too that outside here on the other side of town, it shows on the map to a lot of it be marshland or lowland. So we'll see what we find. But let's see what the rest of this little town looks like up here at the crossroads. Okay, well, here's the four corners of Shingleton. Little grocery stores, got a post office in there as well. U-Haul dealer right over there. Looks like they also sell little ATVs and snowmobiles. Some more houses over here. And this used to be a gas station, no longer. And then something over here, I think it's called the Tanglewood Inn. Pasties. Maybe I'll go get one. Other than that, then heading on out of town. Oh, by the way, Senni is the next goal. So I'll camp, I'll probably just camp a mile or two out of town today. And then that'll leave me 23, something like that, to Senni. So I'll probably just camp short of that the next day. And then right before Senni, I turn right and go down to a place called Curtis. Well, I ended up sticking around Shingleton here a little bit. I actually got something to eat here at this Tanglewood Inn. It was pretty good. I haven't had a French dip for a long time. I ended up having a French dip, and it's actually pretty good. Put cheese on it, grilled onions, and the usual stuff. So now I'm all full and ready for a good night. I was going to knock it off pretty soon after town here, but maybe I'll, now that I'm all energized, I can go on a little bit more. So anyway, out of Shingleton, on the way to Senni, and camp out in that forest up there somewhere. So it looks like a good part of this stretch along here is going to be land like this, which is low-lying. So this is all going to tend to be marshy or swampy or prone to that, and being really densely overgrown. But then there will be sections, if you can see out there, that are a little bit higher ground, that you got more of the conifers as opposed to the low-lying stuff. But the conifers themselves are all pretty densely densely packed, as you can see. So I think it's going to be a real fun time trying to find a place to hang out tonight. You know, if I have to, I guess I'll have to string myself up in a branch of a tree and do it that way. Well, I'm kicking it off early. It's about 5:45. That's early. And I found a little bit of a rise here off of a place called Star Siding Road. As you can see, there's a bit of a clearing here. And so it should be an okay place to camp. Of course, the mosquitoes are coming out. All the low-lying stuff is back there. This is part of the Escanaba State Forest, and then right across on the other side of the road is some private property. So since I'm knocking it off early, another morning and another long stretch of straight open highway and flat. Yeah, I've been comparing this in my mind from the walk last year, especially out west where I had those long open straight stretches, and the comparison that I find is I think it's a little bit easier psychologically to walk those long lonely stretches that are straight and flat out west, because for the simple fact you have the wide open vistas. Whereas with this, as beautiful as it is, with all the trees and everything, is that you're basically focused on what's ahead of you. And if you're not careful, you can really let your mind do tricks on being psychologically focused on just that little point out in the distance, and then thinking, oh, that's as far as I've gone, that's as far as I've gone. Whereas with the wide open stretches, you've got a lot to scan and not just be simply focused on the point ahead. So anyway, I've got this long stretch today, and then I think tomorrow is mostly a long straight stretch as well, but it's on a quieter road, I think. And then after that I'll be getting into some varied terrain, I think, going around some lakes, and then finally getting over to Lake Michigan over there. So for now, focus, focus, focus. Oh wait, no, don't focus, don't focus, don't focus. Commencement Creek. You know, today I'm down my last 1.5 liters of water here in the morning. So I figured I better get some water, otherwise I'll be sunk. So I went down to Commencement Creek here, and what do you think? A little colorful, isn't it? Well, it's got some extra nutrients in it, right? Anyway, hopefully that'll get me 15 or so miles. I've already, about 15 more miles to the rest stop down that way. But if this rest stop is anything like the other one the other day, I don't know if I can trust that water. So out of the creeks we get it today. So one thing to do on these long straight stretches is to check your mileage. See how fast or how slow you're going. So I made the last mile in 18 minutes, so that puts me on a 3.1 mile an hour pace, which is actually not too bad, given that I actually weighed my pack down with, I think, a little bit too much food, and I'm carrying not too much water. So not too bad, 3.1 with a heavy pack. When I get to a lighter pack, let's see how we do. All right, there's another one. Another 3.1 mile pace. Quit looking at the mile markers. Doesn't it just make the miles go on and on and on and on and on and on and on? You know, I guess you could say that, like, if you're driving long distances, especially out west. You know, if you're driving the interstate, let's say you're going from LA to Phoenix, there might be a sign on the highway that says Phoenix 350 miles, and then just a few minutes later, there might be a sign on the highway that says Phoenix 340 miles. And so in that regard, it seems like if you're driving along something like that, and you're not really seeing the scenes, just, you know, seeing stuff whiz by, then it can seem like it's interminable. But you know, walking along these roads, it doesn't seem that way. And then the other thing too is you don't really attach a value to those mile markers. You know, you just take it as a number instead of saying, oh man, I've only gone that far. Or instead of saying, oh, I've gone that far. You know, just, it's a thing, and you're just using it to gauge distance and stuff. So anyway, 3.1 miles an hour, it's still a pretty good deal with a heavy pack. And I think it's my 2-hour mark, so I think maybe I'll go sit by the train tracks over there. Actually, no, it's not even been an hour and a half yet. So, I guess another 40 minutes. Another one! I actually stepped it up. It's I'm at a 3.2 pace now. But again, don't think about the mileage. Don't even think about the time. Just erase all of that, and those are just pieces of information. Just like these rocks are just little pieces of information. Or these cans. Oh, by the way, on these cans, well, I'll show you when I get to one. But just information. In automatron, that is all. Well, time for lunch, and people have asked me a lot of times, hey, what is it that you eat out there when you're in between towns? So let me show you the nice gourmet meal we got going on here. So first off, for the main course is a nice tortilla with a couple of sticks of shredded cheese, and shredded to the thinnest proportions, mind you. A couple of Slim Jims. These just happen to be the mild ones. I've also got some teriyaki ones. Can't forget the cheddar cheese Pringles. And then also have some Fig Newtons here. And for those of you who say you need fruit and vegetables, well, I've got it. Dried premium mango right here. And I don't think there's any sulfates on it. Oh, take it back. Yes, there is. And then for dessert, a little dark chocolate. And if I'm feeling extra hungry, then I'll dig in and maybe get a Cliff Bar or some nuts there. So that's lunch along the trail. I'll have a second burrito. And then on we go. So here's what I wanted to say about these smattering of cans along the highway here. In the Upper Peninsula, it seems that Busch beer has been the beer favored by most people. The plurality of cans have been Busch. And the interesting thing, though, that's throughout the western UP. As I've progressed easterly now, I'm starting to see more and more Bud Light interspersed with the bush. So I wonder if Bud Light is the beer of eastern UP and Bush is the beer of western UP. Well, I decided to test walking on these train tracks here instead of the road that's sloped on either side of the road. It hasn't been level for the past quite a number of miles. But anyway, this walking on the train tracks thing is not working. So I've only got about a quarter mile to get back onto the road there. And even though the looking at the condition of the railroad ties, doesn't look like it's an active rail line. You can tell the rails have a clear sheen to them. They aren't rusted over. So, and I believe I did hear a train go through yesterday. All right. Well, about a mile back, I filled up on water there at the Driggs River. It was relatively clear, not as brownish yellow as that water I dipped into earlier today. And actually, I was even tempted to take a dip in it myself. It's a good thing I didn't, though. I mean, how unlikely would it be if all these rivers and streams that I've crossed, anyone would stop? But sure enough, as I was dipping into the water to get the water bottles filled, a pickup truck stopped and took a little scenic view of the river. So it would have been refreshing being taken to swim, but oh well. But I do have a craving, and it does have to do with watermelon, just like before. But it all has to do with juices as well. So I have this craving for orange juice with pulp, apple juice, watermelon, lemonade with pulp, and a little bit of grape juice. How's that sound? I think what I'll do is when I get into Senny, see if there's a little store that has all those things. Mix them all up together and see what they taste like, huh? Orange juice with pulp, apple juice, watermelon, lemonade with pulp, and grape juice. Oh yeah. And you know something else too is that the food I showed you earlier, I'm not really too hip on that. It's not satisfying me. In fact, even I had a French dip in over at that restaurant yesterday. Food, I don't know, it's not satisfying me at all. It's filling me up, it's giving me energy, but it's just not satisfying. In fact, after having those mango slices today, I'm realizing that I wonder if my body's just craving fruits, you know, and forget this protein and carbohydrate stuff. I'll have to figure that one out. Can't go on this whole trip just eating fruits, that's for sure. Huh. If you have any insights, let me know. Look at this, an early start. For me anyway. It's 8:38, 8:40. Stayed at the roadside camps, the roadside park. Well, not technically. I mean, I stayed on the across the border from it, but it was in the area of the rest area there. It was on state forest land. So, but interesting thing, humidity this morning was 99%. How's that for a little bit of humidity? All right, gonna go into Senny this morning. See if I can get my orange juice with pulp, apple juice, watermelon, lemonade with pulp, and what? That's right, grape juice. Maybe some chocolate milk too. Welcome to Senny. I guess that's how you pronounce it, Senny. S-E-N-E-Y. A little town. Seems to be a crossroads of sorts. This is the main highway 28 that I've been on that apparently comes from the bridge across the eastern portion of the UP down to Munising. And then this crossroads right here goes down to, I think it goes to Manistee. And eventually Highway 2 that runs along Lake Michigan. And then interesting thing about this town is it appears to have two little downtown quote-unquote sections. You got the BP and a general store right here, and then a couple blocks down you got another gas station and another little store, and I think there's even some rental cabins. But all these points south of here are all they appear to be recreational, as well as some small communities interspersed in there. I am going down that way. So Senny, the town of Senny, Michigan. Not a whole lot to see, really. Well, this past 4.5 miles this morning, I've been craving orange juice with pulp. What was it? Apple juice, watermelon, lemonade with pulp, grape juice, oh, and chocolate milk. Well, they didn't have any orange juice, so I got an orange mango body armor. They didn't have any apple juice. They didn't have any watermelon. They didn't have any lemonade. Well, no, they did have lemonade, but not with pulp, so I got this. Didn't have any grape juice. And they did have chocolate milk. Oh, it was tempting, but it was a full quart. There's no way I'm going to drink a full quart right now. And I'm not going to carry it with me 12 more miles. So there's another store, I think, 6 miles away. So we'll see what they have. But for now, I'm going to sit down and have a breakfast of champions. I think I'll get rid of the heavy stuff, so I think I might have a couple tortillas. Bleh. And yeah, well. But the nice thing is it's 10 o'clock and I only have 12 miles to go. How about that? Maybe even only 11 right now. So, all right, time for breakfast. Kind of interesting. Here's a bridge to nowhere. In fact, it's a bridge from nowhere to nowhere. There's no trail on this road. There's no trail coming from this side of the road. And there's no trail going on the other side. This is the Senny Wildlife Refuge. Oops. And it's about, I'd say 4 miles from Senny on the way to a place called Germfask. I think that's how you call it. Can you see him? That's Ken. Ken is the proprietor of this produce place. Let me show it to you. I was walking along here and I saw the sign that says fresh produce. And I was going, give me some, give me some. So Ken hooked me up with a couple of plums and an apple. And oh look, some watermelon. You know how I crave watermelon. So you're open every day?
7 days a week, yes sir.
7 days a week. And closed during the winter, no doubt?
Yes, after November.
Okay. So if you ever get to, this is called Germ Fast?
Germ Fast.
Germ Fast. If you ever get to Germ Fast, a nice little town here. Highway what, 177?
Highway 77.
Highway 77. Hey, 77 Sunset Strip. Germ Fast. Stop by Ken's place and get some nice stuff here. And all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So the little town of Germ Fast. It's got some stuff going on. There's some houses, a little church there. There was a little church when I first got into town. There was actually some little rental camping type of cabins and canoe and kayak rentals down there. But like so many little towns, there's also a little bit of stuff going on that's not going on anymore. As you can see with these businesses that used to have their day, but have them no more. Oh, looks like the man cave now. So I'm going down here to a place called Jolly Inn. Get myself something nice and cold to drink. Maybe they'll have some orange juice. And you know what? Watermelon, apple juice, lemonade, grape juice. Maybe I'll have an early dinner as well. The Jolly Inn at Germ Fast, Michigan. Oh, also, I also learned that where I'm headed, let's see, a day and a half from now, I've been calling it Nabinway. It's called Nobbinway. So at least I know what it's called before I get over there, right? All right, Germ Fast, Michigan. Oh, look at this. They even have a little World War II era tank. Edward James Duran. Thank you for your service. Finally on one of those little back dirt roads again. I really like these because they're of course quiet and easier on the feet. But they just have a special feeling about them, you know. I don't know, kind of reminds me more of a time of innocence in the past when more of the old rural country roads were like this and the morals were a little bit better than they are today. But it's also a tranquil feeling walking on these dirt roads because there's not much traffic to speak of, and the people that go by generally going to be more invested in their community, and so more inquisitive as to who's this guy, a stranger with a backpack walking through our back roads. And so look at that apple tree. So I like them. I don't know if there's going to be many of these roads on this trip as there were last year, but nonetheless, they're nice. What I've noticed on this journey so far is the lack of agricultural land. Um, Unlike what I experienced starting in eastern Colorado and going all through Kansas, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio last year. But I've started to stumble here in this germ-fast area on these big fields that looks like they could be or could have been cropland in the past, or maybe I don't know, maybe they're growing alfalfa or something like that. But also I just did notice a big tractor that came by with plowing implements attached. So there's farmland up here somewhere. Oh, look, I think I see a silo up there, right? So don't know if I'm going to see more of this as I approach Lake Michigan. I know that I'll probably see it as I get into lower Michigan, but it's just been kind of striking. I know it's the topography, the geography, the lay of the land, the forest, and all that sort of stuff, but just interesting to note. And now that I do look at these fields here, I note that there's a barbed wire fence at one time, and they've taken down the barbed wire. I wonder if here in Michigan they have a same kind of program that they do in Kansas, where they turn over their agricultural land to hunting purposes, put it into a hunting preserve, into a either a hunting trust or hunting preserve that the state manages, and in return you take down all your fencing and the state pays you X number of dollars per acre for that land to be huntable. I wonder if that's what's going on here. Anybody have an idea if that's what they do here in Michigan? If so, let me know down in the remarks. A silo and the first signs of a plowed field. Fences are up. Now the question is, what is or what was planted there, huh? I'm just southeast of Germfask, so not too far out of town. Pretty country. Weather's coming in though. Get ready for rain tonight, I think. And would you look at that too? My first signs of grazing cows. All right, things are changing. Howdy. No need to get up on my accord. Just enjoy your afternoon rest. Just walking by. Oh, by the way, hello. Uh-huh. Okay. How you guys doing, huh? Don't know what to think. Alright, well, nice seeing you anyway. Oh, you're okay. You're okay. See you later. Hello, subjects. Hello, my subjects. I see you've got some electric fencing here. You ain't coming by this fence, are you, huh? Hello. Glad to see you. Hope you've been having a nice day. I'm just heading on down here by the lake. If you happen to get out, come visit me over there, okay? What do you think, huh? My subjects. All right. Well, I'm just heading on down this way, okay? You look pretty healthy, that's for sure. All right, well, I think your fence is running out soon, so I'll see you around, okay? Yeah, see you later. See you guys later. Bye-bye. It'll be a nice sunset view of Lake Michigan. Yeah, life is good, isn't it?